The moment the words were spoken, the entire wedding hall seemed to stop breathing. The music froze in mid-note, the chandeliers felt dimmer, and every heartbeat in the room echoed louder than the last. What was meant to be a perfect millionaire wedding turned into a moment no one would ever forget, because in front of everyone, a powerful millionaire chose a single father over the groom who was supposed to be standing at the altar. Faces went pale, dreams shattered, and one truth rose above the chaos. Love does not always follow wealth, pride, or plans. Before the story pulls you deeper into this emotional journey, take a second to show some love. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and stories that touch the soul, please like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, subscribe to the channel, and tell us in the comments where you're watching from. Your support helps these stories reach hearts around the world. The bride's name was Ayesha Collins, a woman known for her elegance, intelligence, and calm strength. She had grown up believing that stability meant success, and success meant safety. Her fiancé, Daniel Wright, was everything society praised, well-connected, ambitious, polished, and born into influence. Their engagement had been celebrated like a business merger, praised by families, admired by friends, and envied by many. The wedding venue was grand, the guest list filled with powerful names, and the future looked flawless on the surface. Yet beneath Ayesha's perfect smile lived a quiet unease she never spoke aloud, a feeling that something important was missing. Years before this wedding day, Ayesha's life had taken an unexpected turn when she volunteered at a community center during a difficult phase in her career. That was where she met Adam Parker, a single father struggling to raise his young daughter after losing his wife to illness. Adam had no wealth to boast, no luxury to offer, and no impressive titles. What he had instead was patience, humility, and a deep, quiet love for his child that showed in every exhausted smile and every sacrifice he made. Ayesha saw him reading bedtime stories after long shifts, skipping meals to pay school fees, and holding himself together even when life kept testing him. Without realizing it, she began to admire the strength it takes to love without guarantees. Ayesha and Adam crossed paths often at the center, their conversations simple and warm, never crossing boundaries. Adam spoke little about his pain, but his eyes carried stories of loss, resilience, and hope. Ayesha found herself thinking about him during meetings, during family dinners, even during moments when Daniel spoke excitedly about future investments and social events. She told herself it was nothing, just admiration, just respect. After all, her life was already planned, her future decided, and love was supposed to grow later, after marriage, after stability. As the wedding approached, pressure wrapped around Ayesha like a tightening knot. Every detail was flawless, yet her heart felt heavier with each passing day. Daniel noticed her distance but dismissed it as stress. He believed love was something that followed success, not something that led it. He never noticed how Ayesha lit up when she talked about helping others, or how her silence grew whenever conversations revolved around status and appearances. The night before the wedding, Ayesha barely slept, haunted by a question she was too afraid to ask herself. What if the life she was choosing was safe but not true? The wedding day arrived in full splendor. Guests admired the decor, cameras flashed endlessly, and whispers of admiration filled the air. But as Ayesha stood at the altar, her hands trembled, not from nerves, but from clarity finally crashing into her heart. Among the guests, standing quietly near the back, was Adam Parker. He had been invited out of courtesy, a small gesture from Ayesha, who insisted on including people who mattered to her journey. Adam stood there respectfully, never expecting to be noticed, never imagining that his presence would change everything. In that moment, as vows were about to be completed, Ayesha looked around and realized the truth she had avoided for too long. Love was not about luxury halls or powerful names. Love was about feeling seen, understood, and valued for who you are, not for what you represent. With a calm that surprised even herself, she made a choice that shocked everyone present. She chose honesty over comfort, courage over expectation, and love over fear. The groom's face went white, not from anger, but from the realization that control and wealth could never guarantee a heart. The aftermath was painful and messy. Headlines spread, friendships fractured, and families argued endlessly. Ayesha faced criticism, judgment, and isolation. Daniel retreated into bitterness, unable to accept that he had lost something he believed was already owned. Adam, overwhelmed and confused, tried to step back, unwilling to be the cause of chaos. But life has a way of rewarding sincerity. Slowly, through difficult conversations and quiet moments, Ayesha and Adam built something real. There were no grand gestures, only shared responsibilities, late-night talks, and a child who learned what true love looked like by watching two broken people heal together. Time passed, and the noise faded. Ayesha learned that peace feels different from excitement, but it lasts longer. Adam learned that love can return even after loss, not as a replacement, but as a new chapter. Together they created a home filled with warmth, laughter, and understanding. The little girl who once feared losing everything gained a family stronger than she ever imagined, and those who once judged from a distance began to see that happiness does not always follow the path society draws. If this story made you pause, reflect, or feel something deep inside, take a moment and let us know in the comments what part touched your heart the most. Near the end of her journey, Ayesha often thought back to that frozen moment in the wedding hall, realizing it was not a moment of shame, but of awakening. Sometimes, choosing love means disappointing others, but saving yourself. If this story moved you, inspired you, or reminded you to listen to your heart, please like the video, share it with someone who needs courage, and subscribe to the channel. Your engagement keeps these stories alive and reminds us all that real love is still worth choosing.